Specialist on the stand today says George Floyd could have been saved if police officers had moved him into a different position.
The doctor testifying today in the federal trial of 3 former Minneapolis police officers. They are charged with violating George Floyd's rights, civil rights. Rob Olson joins us live from St. Paul now with the very latest on what happened today in federal court. Rob?
Yeah, this trial suddenly postponed last Wednesday morning when one of the defendants tested positive for COVID-19. This out-of-state witness was ready to take the stand. He had to return to take the stand then this morning to testify what he believes caused George Floyd's death and how he believes it could have been prevented. Dr. David Systrom, a paid prosecution expert witness, a pulmonary doctor from Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, testified that his conclusion from watching videos and reviewing all the medical records of George Floyd is that Floyd died because he could not get enough oxygen. Derek Chauvin's knee to the neck reduced his airway by about half, he said, and being held stomach down on the pavement restricted his lungs.
Please, I can't breathe.
He testified that Floyd's speech slowing was evidence of the lack of oxygen, which is eventually why he went unconscious. And when he did, the elevated carbon dioxide in his blood simultaneously put his heart into arrhythmia. But he testified it was readily reversible before Floyd went unconscious by removal of the pressure on the upper airway by a knee or by letting him assume a seated position, even with handcuffs in place. If he'd been repositioned, what would his survival chances be, he was asked? Close to 100%, he said. And after he lost consciousness, had CPR started immediately by the officers, Floyd's chances of survival would be double or even triple, he said. But nothing was done until he was in the ambulance about 3 minutes later. On cross-examination, Dr. Systrom was asked about a picture published a few days ago that showed him taking a knee in a George Floyd vigil at his hospital in June of 2020. That same picture and others tweeted by Brigham and Women's Hospital at the same time. The defense was implying he had a bias, but he said many of those working attended this vigil, and asked about this by the prosecutor. He said nothing about that event affected my opinion medically. And then on the stand late in the afternoon, the medical training officer from the Minneapolis Police Department, who also testified in the murder trial of Derek Chauvin, asked about the training the officers received in CPR and in responding to people who've been unresponsive. She testified that the training was once people go unresponsive, they're supposed to put them on their side in what's called that side recovery position. Live in St. Paul, Rob Olson, Fox 9.
All right, Rob, thank you. At the